Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a very long time since I've done anything like this because there's just so many reasons, but we're now in September 2017 and I've been getting a lot of requests to do my makeup routine, and it's been updated so many times, and I'm now at a really comfortable place of where I do my makeup, and I've also not been wearing a lot of makeup. I'm more comfortable not wearing makeup, but I definitely wanted to make this video for all the questions I've been getting from you guys into how I conceal my vitiligo, and this is going to be it. I know there's a lot of catching up to do, but I didn't want to make this video way too long, so I want to get straight to it, and then as I continue to film more, I will catch up more with everything. And if you don't follow me on social media, I am on Instagram at Trae.Mendoza. I'll put it right here. And then I'm also on Snapchat at the Trae Life. I'll put that right here also. And that's where I've been this whole time. I go on Instagram Live a lot to do my makeup, and then I also Snapchat, not that often anymore, my makeup, but I do like makeup hauls whenever I go to Sephora or Ulta, which is very rare now. I hardly buy makeup, so I think that's why I haven't been on here. I kind of kept everything the same, but I've switched it up a little. I have a couple new products that I want to talk about that I've been loving and using on a regular basis. But yes, if you want to watch how I fully conceal my vitiligo on a regular basis, this is my work look, this is my let's go somewhere look, and this is just my regular basic go-to look. No eyeshadow, no like full glam, just straight concealing and just mascara and then whatever lipstick I want to wear or gloss or whatever. This is like my basic go-to full coverage foundation, and I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you in a few seconds. So we're going to begin first with how I prime my skin and moisturize, because that's just how I always do my makeup. I always like to build a layer, but I'm going to go through that pretty quickly because I want to get, of course, straight to the makeup. There's a technique how I use it. I have some people say I use the same thing and I still can't achieve it. There's a process and a lot of patience behind it all, as you'll see. I always moisturize my skin, some sort of moisturizer that works with my skin tone. Or my skin type. I like to use the Clinique Dramatically Different Gel because it's really lightweight, and this is for oily combination skin. And I use a pretty generous amount, just one little pump. And I put it all over my face. Then I use a primer. I've been using the Lancome Le Base Pro. This is very silicone-y, but I like it. I don't think I would repurchase it, but my mom accidentally purchased it and she doesn't have this sort of skin type that needs this sort of primer, so she gave it to me and I've been using it. And I just focused this on my T-zone because I'm really oily and I want to smooth out my pores in this area that I have. And then I'm going to quickly use my old school, if you guys have been watching me for a long time, you know this is my favorite chapstick or lip balm ever. Very simple. I don't spend a ton of money on that because it's my favorite. I'm going to use this Murad oil control mattifier. I use kind of like a lot of product to really like make sure my skin is going to be mattified as possible and to look, you know, prepped before I put on such heavy makeup. And I also like that this has SPF in it. I do live in Florida and it's really hot, so I've been a little more cautious of putting SPF on my face before I go out because it's really hot and I'm very sun sensitive. So I put this in the areas first where I'm really oily, and then I'll just smooth it all over my face like so. Okay, So now we're gonna go into how I start my foundation. I'm running really low on the product that I've been using to like start my makeup. I like to start my foundation process with a really more simple, lightweight, it doesn't have to be full coverage foundation, because I feel like if I use my full coverage foundation first as a first layer, I like to build a first layer to just kind of even out my skin before I apply the stuff that I use on my vitiligo. I don't know, this is just what works for me, because I feel as if I go in straight with my coverage for my vitiligo straight to my skin, and then apply foundation, it just doesn't look that smooth, it doesn't look that effortless. Where I apply this a first layer of foundation, it could be any foundation, I just like something a little more lightweight. And since I do create more of a matte look, it's more dry, like it doesn't look dry, but it just looks very flat when you're working with very matte foundation and primers and all that. I don't like that look anymore. I don't like a flat matte. I like a demi matte or a soft matte. That's like the look I go for now. Like I don't care if I look like a little like glowy, because it looks more natural, looks more healthy versus just this flat matte like powdery. Like I don't like that look anymore. So I've been loving this L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow. This color 205 just matches me so well, but I'm out of it. I have like hardly anything left, and this has SPF 15. It's for normal to dry skin, which is the opposite of what I use, but I just love how this works with my makeup routine. I feel like adding a touch of glow and hydration just really complements how my other foundations, my like full coverage foundations, and that super thick Estee Lauder works with it, if you understand what I'm saying. So that is the reason. I just wanted to explain why I do this now, and the reasoning why I feel like this is what works. Like the building, I call it the sandwich layer. I have my first layer, then I conceal, and then I put my full coverage foundation on. So it's not just like heavy makeup on top of heavy makeup on top of that. That would just be 3 layers of way too much product on my face, and I used to do that, and I just felt it on my skin. And that's what I have found, that switching it over to something a little more light, not so much full coverage, just basically evening my skin tone, and this definitely does it. And this product is great. So I used the color 205. Let's see if I can squeeze something out of here. I did. Ooh, it's exploding. And I just put this on the beauty blender, or the sponge. It's dirty, I'm sorry. I actually ran out of soap. I'm going to buy some today. I use the Dr. Bronner soap to wash like all my brushes and sponges. So I just apply it on here, and you see how it has some coverage. It's obviously not full coverage, but it has a nice decent amount of coverage, and it feels really nice on my skin. Please ignore all my breakouts. I need to go get a facial, and I need to see the dermatologist, because my skin is just doing awful. So I just evenly apply this all over, and you see how it just evens out my skin tone. I have very uneven skin tone, and I just like focusing this over, mainly all over my face, but I like to make sure that my vitiligo did get that first layer of coverage.
Hello?
I'm filming. And then we move on to the concealing part. So this is our first layer, and as you can see, there's a little bit, my spots don't look as white anymore, and that is what I like to achieve as we go on. So we'll move on to the next step now. Okay, so now that we have that first layer of the sandwich, we're going to move into Concealing the Vitiligo. These are the products that I use. Well, this is the product that I use. This is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Maximum Cover for maximum cover camouflage makeup for face and body. This also has SPF. And I use the color 3W1 Tawny, and then I mix it with the darker color that actually doesn't exist anymore, but you can get these at Macy's, Nordstrom, Bloomingdale's, Dillard's, Sephora, and that's a wide range of where you can find these all over the states or order online. So I just mix these two together, and then I like to apply it to like this like acrylic beauty blender surface that I have, and then I will apply it to my face. I like to work in like small sections, I guess you can say, because this stuff is really thick and I don't like to waste the product. So I rather like pour a little versus a lot, so I can work with what I have and not waste any product. These bottles are a little expensive. They're like $37 or $38 now. It's a little crazy. When I first started using them, they averaged about $33 a tube, which is still a little expensive for 1 fluid ounce, but let me tell you, these will last you months and months, over 6 months. So I think it's really worth it because it's so pigmented. You don't need a lot of product, and it's just well worth the investment to buy this this essential part of my makeup when I do choose to conceal my vitiligo. I get a lot of questions for I just use this pointed foundation brush from Real Techniques, and it works the best in my opinion to apply this because it really just lays the product on exactly where I wanted. As I was saying, I get a lot of questions from a lot of girls mostly, sometimes guys, so a lot of people, for me to provide an alternative to this, something drugstore or something a little less expensive. If there was something less expensive, I would definitely be using it because, you know, spending almost $40 on just one tube is a lot. But let me tell you, it's well worth the investment because you're going to have that bottle for almost a year. So it's just definitely worth it. I definitely think you should invest into this product because of how pigmented it is. As you can see, you can hardly see my vitiligo anymore. And all I'm doing is just like pressing it into the areas. I always kind of like to start in this area. This is the largest area I have on my face. And it goes all the way in here. I'm actually getting vitiligo on my lip now. Like, I don't know if you can tell, but it's right here. So that's different. I have vitiligo on my eyelashes. I have vitiligo on my eyebrow. That's why this eyebrow starts nicer than this one. I hardly have any hair here because it's all white. And I pluck it. In this area. This is where my vitiligo first started. In this area over here. And as you can see, I just continue to use pressing motions. So I'm just basically like building up the product and not spreading it all over my face. Just really concentrating it in the areas that need the most coverage. And as you can see already in the layer 2 of this sandwich, foundation sandwich, you can already not see my vitiligo. When I was younger, I used to actually wear just this all over my face, and the flashback is really bad. So I looked really bad in all of my pictures, but it was definitely a lot easier than doing so many layers of makeup. But back then I didn't know anything about, you know, I didn't used to wear bronzer, I didn't used to like contour, I didn't really wear blush, I didn't highlight. I just did the most simplest thing I could because I basically taught myself how to do all this stuff. And back then there wasn't too many like YouTube videos, or I just wasn't big on YouTube to like look for that source of information so I can improve it. But as I got older, I would look into it more, and then I found out how to complete my face. So that's why my makeup looks completely different, and it continues to evolve on a regular basis. So that is what my face looks like concealed. You can't see any vitiligo at all, so you can see how powerful that makeup is, and how worth it is if you're trying to conceal. So I definitely think that investing into this product is worth it. You don't need that much, and it's going to last you a long time, which I can't stress enough. And I don't have any alternative, drugstore alternative. There's nothing in the drugstore that will do this at all. So I'm sorry that I'm not able to find anything. I'm able to do a drugstore foundation, but I'll still use that Estee Lauder. There's nothing I can replace that with in a drugstore routine, which I will do a drugstore routine, I guess, one day in the future, if that's something that's recommended by you guys, if you guys want it. So next we're going to move into foundation. I'm going to basically just complete this whole look and even it fully. And I've been using this foundation. I just bought it. This is a brand new bottle. I just took it out of the box. And I am obsessed with this foundation. It's the Bareminerals Bare Pro Foundation. It is the Performance Wear Liquid Foundation. And it has SPF 20 as well. As you can see, I am really trying to put some SPF on my face and really take care of my skin in the sun. And I just ran into this product one day in Sephora, and I just went for it, and I am completely obsessed. I'm so satisfied with this, and you'll see how well it covers and how it looks. There's so many shades, and I think you'll be able to find something for your skin type. And it's a soft matte, I think. Let's see what the box says. It's a flawless medium to full coverage, lasts all day. It does last all day. Creamy blendable texture for luxurious comfort. Stay true mineral pigments designed for all skin tones. It's oil free, non-comedogenic, hyperallergenic, and dermatologist tested. So it's a really comfortable foundation. I absolutely love it. I've been talking about it like crazy on Snapchat. I got a sample and I fell in love, and I went out and bought it. So this is what it looks like. It has a pump, and the color just matches me so well. I wear the color Toffee 19, and I'm going to just pump it right into my sponge. This is the Real Technique sponge, and I love that this actually has a sponge. Oh, I didn't know it locks, so that's nice. It's my first time using it. I've been using a sample that lasted me like a whole week. I'm gonna start with this much and then just start applying it all over my face. You can instantly see it, the full coverage of this foundation. It's pretty great, and it's breathable and comfortable, and you don't need so much foundation to achieve such a flawless look, which is my favorite part about it. So So as you can see the difference between this side and this side, it just is completely evened out. My chin looks so bad. It's so embarrassing, but what can I do? Now we're gonna move on to this side. And even everything out. And there we go. I'm content with that. Now the only thing is I'm going to do is use like the leftover vitiligo coverage that I used at Estee Lauder and go over the areas that are very stubborn and need just a little bit more coverage. And then this area as well. Down here. And then my forehead. Well, right above my eyebrow. So just touch up on the areas that are just they're just so stubborn. They always, as soon as I put on foundation, they just lift. So then I just run over, no more foundation, just whatever is left over on the beauty blender or on the sponge. And I just blend everything together. It's all about building to achieve this flawless coverage. So there we go. As you can see, no vitiligos in sight, and we have achieved a full coverage foundation look. So from here, you're more than welcome to do whatever you'd like. I'm going to show you what I do, but from here you can just set it with powder and go. You can just do a little bit of highlight and bronzer and blush and run. I like to conceal because I like a bright under eye. I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape in the color Light Medium Honey. And this stuff is serious, has such great coverage, and I just apply some under my eyes and blend it out with a beauty blender, and you can just see the difference of such a bright under eye. I think I put a little bit too much on this side, but it's okay. We'll blend it out. So as you can see, there's like brightness under my eyes, and then we're gonna set that right away. I'm gonna use my Laura Mercier translucent powder. This is the pressed version. I love traveling with this because the loose little jar, I don't know, I just rather travel with this. And then I use my Real Techniques setting brush to set this under eye, and then I also use the remainder of that, and I do that on my eyelid because there's foundation on my eyelid and I want that to be set so it doesn't look all creasy later. And I do the same for here. That is our color under eyes. Now I'm going to set my face. I just use a big fluffy powder brush. I'm using the Studio MAC Fix in the color C4. And then I just grab some of this, not too much, but enough to set that foundation, because we don't want it to move, we just want to lock it in. And then we're going to move into, everything else from here moves really quickly. It takes me about a good 20, I would say comfortably, for me to do like a nice full coverage foundation that I'm comfortable with and happy with the results. It takes me about, I would say 35 to 40 minutes. 35 to 45 minutes. I can make something like really, something that I'm really happy with. But if I really have to rush it and I'm running late, I would say I can do it in 25 minutes, like all this. So now we're going to move into our bronzer. I've been using the Buxom. This is a new product. The Buxom bronzer Hot Escapes in Maldives. I got it on sale on Ulta. It was like 50% off. And I'm using this Tarte brush. And we'll be bronzing our face just to create some more dimension, or bring the dimension back in our face and structure, because the foundation just makes your face look so one-dimensional because it's all the same color. So just bring it on the hairline, on the temples, and right over here, cheekbones. You can use whatever bronzer you like. Still on the hunt for drugstore bronzer. But I like taking advantage of when high-end brands are on sale so I can try their products. Alright. And I'm going to quickly contour my nose. I just use this Ricky Care Backstage contour and highlight palette. My sister got this for me at Ricky's in New York, and I use this color right here, Latte, to contour my nose really quickly because I feel like it makes a difference. And then I grab this other Tarte brush. It's just like a straight contour brush almost, and I like it to apply to my nose. It's really quick and easy, and I feel like this shade really complements my skin tone. And then I just do that. So I just kind of chisel it out, and then I'll blend it out a little later with the stippling brush so that everything looks even. Actually, I'm gonna blend it out now because I think I did it a little too, it was a little too heavy-handed. There we go. And now we can do blush. I just grabbed this, what is this, a Luxie 504 large angled brush, or I use my Target blush brush, any one of these. And then we're going to apply MAC Warm Soul. This is a nice everyday color that I like. Just put in our cheeks. And I like this blush because you can build it up. Like if you just want like a nice flush, if you really want to like pack it on, it'll work. And gives you that little glow. Alright, now we can do highlight, my favorite part. I'm going to be using Heat Wave from Estee Lauder. It's such a beautiful highlight. Look at that. It's gorgeous. And I just use like a little angled brush, if I could find it. I use the Makeup Geek angled contour brush. I think this is a little too small to contour. I don't really do like a lot of detailed contouring, so I like to use this for my highlight. And this highlight is serious. As you can tell. It's just ba-bam. Ba-bam. Thank you, ma'am. I like to overdo the highlight. Might have done a little too much. I like to bring it right up here. Right up here. And then I'll just grab a little bit and put it on the tip of my nose. Right here. And I'll blend that out. Woo! Highlight is something else. Just gonna blend it a little because I feel like I went a little overboard. But it's okay. It's okay. Highlight, I'm fine with going overboard. Alright, so now we're going to move on into our brows, mascara, and then lip product, and then we'll be done. Okay, so I brought you in a little bit closer because I'm going to be doing my eyebrows. I do get a lot of questions for my eyebrows, and what I use, I just use this one product, sometimes two just to set it, but this is the Wet n Wild brow powder. I get this at Target. It's under $4, and I only use the middle shade right in here. And that's all I do. I also do use a number 12 Anastasia brow brush. And I'm going to fill in my eyebrows. This is a pretty lengthy process. So I like to outline it first and then fill it in. So I'm going to do this one eyebrow and then I'll do the other eyebrow off camera because I do the same thing for the other side. And I take a more like a thicker angled brush, and this is from the Face Shop. I got this in Canada. I mean, you can use any one, but I use this to fill it in because it's a little thicker and makes the process a little quicker. You look busted? I can't believe you took a shower after you did your makeup. You're crazy. And that is how I fill in my brows. You can see the biggest difference between this and this side. And that's all I use. Sometimes I'll set it, which I'll do now. Set it with my Benefit Gimme Brow, just to make sure everything's in place. Can I show you something? Hold on. And that's what it is. So I'm going to do the other brow and then I'll be right back. Okay, so my eyebrows are complete and I look completely different with eyebrows on. So I just curled my lashes. I just use whatever curler you have. This is the one I'm using. And then I'm going to use this mascara, even though it's running out. My other one is in my bag and I don't want to get it. But I'm using the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise. I like this, but it dries out really quickly. And I feel like it makes a mess every time I use it. Like it's hard not to get this mascara on your eyelids. Alright, so there is my mascara. And it's all over my eyelids, but we will clean that off. So now I'm going to do my lipstick and then we will be complete. Thank you so much if you've made it all the way to the end. If you just stayed for the vitiligo part, that's fine. But this is my process of doing my makeup. I'm going to be using MAC Spirit. Shout out to Maria. I went to New York and I was like, what lipstick are you wearing? And she's like, Spirit, oh my god, it's such a nice like everyday color. I feel like it looks better on her, but I definitely love this color. So I just like love how like everyday nude it is. It's not so nude, it's a little more like mauvey brown. And then I like to put a gloss on top of it. Let's gloss kind of like those. I've been loving this Sephora No. 2 Plumping Gloss. It's a newer gloss from Sephora. It's a really pretty nude. And it really does plump your lips. The bigger, the better. No, I'm just kidding. I just really like nice full lips. Like making them super extra. Why not? So you'll see them like start getting like more plumpy in a second. It doesn't burn that bad, which is why I like it. And I just really like this color combination. Like I think it looks so good. Like I'll wear this to go out, I'll wear this to work, I'll wear this like, I like using this as my everyday or every moment lipstick. And then we're going to set our face. I'm going to use the Urban Decay All Nighter. And we're going to set. And then if you didn't know, if you grab the end of the brush, the eyebrow brush, the spoolie side, and you just brush along where you have mascara, it'll come right off. You just have to wait a minute for it to dry. And voila, we're all done. So yes, this is my so this is my everyday look. Of course I took my time with you guys. This usually takes me between 30 to 45 minutes to achieve. It just depends if I'm distracted or if I'm listening to music or if I'm snapping or on the phone, whatever. There's just so many things that fall in between on getting ready. But if I wake up late, this will take me about 25 minutes, as we said before. But overall, this is my go-to look. Like this is what if I'm going on a date, if I'm going to work, if I'm going just out to eat and I want to wear makeup, if I want to, wherever I want to go that I choose to wear makeup, this is the look I go to. This is my go-to look. I wouldn't say it's my everyday. It is my work look. I do work Monday through Friday, but as I've been saying and as you've been seeing on Snapchat and Instagram, I am a lot more comfortable not wearing makeup. I have no problem with just doing like the most lightest makeup routine, my no makeup look, which I will be definitely filming a video on. It's super short, it's super short, it's super easy, and it's very drugstore friendly, so I definitely want to film that video for you guys, just showing how I am, you know, comfortable in my skin, and sometimes I don't like to hide my vitiligo, and sometimes I don't like to sit down for 45 or 40 minutes, however long this look may take me. Sometimes I don't want to, like, I'm in a rush. I don't care if my vitiligo shows. I'm proud of my vitiligo, and I actually like showing off my vitiligo because it's a little harder to like run into someone and be like, oh my god, you know, like, I love your vitiligo, I have vitiligo myself, and they're like, where, like, you're hiding it, you know what I mean? So I like to definitely show my vitiligo more, just to show like I have vitiligo and I'm proud and I'm not ashamed of it, and I like to show it off. So that's where I'm at now. But I definitely wanted to, I know I've been owing you guys this video for so long, so I do apologize, and thank you so much for being patient. I know some people have lost their patience and like, whatever, she's a liar. Just life has gotten in the way. It's a little more complicated for me to sit down and film. This is actually Friday. I work on Fridays, but we actually just went through a really bad hurricane here in Florida. So there's just still no power in so many areas, and there's just a lot of craziness going on to recover out here, but we're all fine. I'm fine, my family's fine, my friends are fine. Thankfully, you know, it didn't hit us that bad, but it did get other areas in Florida. But we are all, you know, coming together as a community, and we're being Florida strong, so I'm really happy. There's just been so much life in the way of me actually sitting down, so I wanted to take advantage of this Friday that I'm home. I'm able to get some good lighting, some natural lighting, and I'm home at a normal time during the day, so I can film. On the weekends I'm always out and about, so it's really hard, and I always will have like a full house, my family's here, people are talking, and I don't have the time to just sit here and dedicate, you know, 45 minutes or however long this video may be to you guys, and not be interrupted, because I want to give you guys like every detail information that I can with my makeup process for those of you who are looking to conceal and have been waiting for this video to be uploaded for so long. It's probably been like, what, over a year, but I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you so much for being patient with me. So much has changed in the last time I sat down and talked here with you guys, and my makeup routines, just everything gets tweaked, and I'm really happy where my makeup is now. Like, I'm happy of this look, I'm happy with the products I'm using. So much has changed, as you have seen, and also some things just remain the same. I'm blonde now, basically. I've been rocking this like blonde look for a while now, a couple months, over 6 months, and I love it. I think it complements me well, and I'm just obsessed with new and happy. Everything's going great in my life. I hope everything's going so good for you, and thank you so much for tuning in and not forgetting about me, and for being patient mostly. I definitely appreciate it, and hopefully I will be back here very soon with my no makeup look. I really want you guys to see and appreciate your vitiligo, and see that there's ways to still wear makeup, because I still feel like I need makeup. I hardly have eyebrows. I love mascara and lip gloss and lipstick and all that, so I mean, there's just ways to still be feminine and not do like the craziest full coverage look, but still feel good, you know? Like, I don't ever want you to feel like you need to wear makeup to be someone or go somewhere, because that's not what it is. And that's why I really want to get that no makeup video up, which I will, because it's gonna be such a quick one, and it's so easy, and I know you guys will enjoy it. And I definitely want you guys to, you know, try to not wear makeup and to be more comfortable with not wearing makeup. That's my ultimate goal. I want everyone to be okay with, you know, their vitiligo. I know it's a little difficult, and it's a little getting used to seeing yourself without makeup if you're used to concealing all the time, but trust me, like, people accept it. It's just this power that you have, and this control that you have of being okay with it, and your confidence, and it just builds you up so much more as a person, and I just wouldn't have it any other way. Like, I'm so happy where I'm at right now, and that I can walk out of my house with no makeup with no problem, and not have anxiety or be stressed or be just so emotional. And It feels really good, and I hope you guys are working towards that. Even though you still might want to have this, like say you want to go to a party or whatever, so it's good to know, like, you know, how to beat your face. I mean, there's so many people that have so many skin conditions that wear makeup, so it's not just people with vitiligo that like to fully conceal, you know, under eye circles or acne or rosacea or whatever it may be. So it's okay to, you know, resort to makeup for certain situations, but I don't want everyone to rely on makeup as I used to when I was a lot younger, and I wouldn't go anywhere without makeup. Everyone just knew me like this. Now my friends and my family know me both ways. They mostly see me without makeup, which is great. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching, and if you've made it all the way to the end after all the chit chat and catching up, I appreciate you guys. Really hope you enjoyed this look and this helped you, and if you have any questions, please let me know below. Again, you can always follow my social media, which I'll list down below, and I will also be listing all the products down below as well that I used on my face. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will see you on Snapchat or Instagram. That's where you can find me on a regular day basis. I'm always on there. So yeah, I will see you very, very soon with some more makeup related stuff or vitiligo related stuff. And thank you again for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.